In today's video, we're going to talk about Joomla 6 and what you would like to see in it. Yeah, Joomla 6. That's okay. Don't open a window and get out on lids. It's all going to be fine. We'll talk about that, and it's way off, and some people are looking for ideas for it. So I thought that we would talk about that today. Okay. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work live stream number 267 here on the Basic Joomla channel, where I show you my favorite extensions, tools, and tips for building and maintaining Joomla sites. I also work on Joomla sites, build them, maintain them, migrate them. If you're looking to hire someone short-term or long-term, or just to get you out of a spot, send me an email, tim@cybersalt.com, and let's talk. Today's video is brought to you by our channel sponsor, our wonderful channel sponsor, mysites.guru. Head on over to mysites.guru, get a free site audit for your Joomla site, and while you're there, check out all the tools and information that will save you time and money managing one or multiple Joomla sites. There's some really great tools there, and yeah, I really like them for managing my sites and my client sites. And there's my phone chirping in the background, reminding me that I should put it in airplane mode. Okay, let's go back to here. Now, the picture for today is just, let me just turn my phone off here. There we go, that should do it. The picture for today is a car that I saw, a few weeks ago when we were out for coffee somewhere after church with friends. Let me get me out of the way here. Let's just go to here, and yeah, so this is AMC Javelin. Pretty cool. Nice two-door muscle car from when I was a kid. And of course, you know, I like that it is orange. Orange, the forgotten color of Christmas. Anyways, I had to take a picture of that. And each week I have been changing the picture at the end of the live stream, so I don't run out of time to do it at the beginning of the live stream. So, and as you can see, I'm a little bit late today again. But one other little tidbit of news. We're hoping to have Mavros Christoforos on to show us his NS Pro, his Newsletter Pro. At some point this month, I don't know if that's going to happen for a little while. I got a message from him the other day that he had broken his ankle and he was waiting for surgery. In fact, he said that he had to break his ankle to find a couple hours to watch the video that we reviewed that we did on his quiz program. And if you remember that, there were a couple things that we ran into that weren't working. He has fixed those. So one of them was a new feature, the tolerance feature. Remember, if you typed in, like if you spelled a word, you could set the tolerance for how close it was, or how close someone's answer was. And anyway, so he has that fixed. All right. So let's turn our attention to the screen here, and we'll talk about this. Now, this is an article from the Joomla magazine by Phil Walton, who is currently the Open Source Matters Vice President. Phil is a great guy. Really like Phil Walton. And look at that. I'm hanging out over here on the side here. Let me just I've got two of me here. You don't need two. Let's fix that. Anyways, yeah, Phil's a really great guy, and they're taking a look at what's going on, and they're coming up with some plans for Joomla 6. As you know, Joomla is trying to come out with more regular releases, and instead of having such big, long times between versions. And so Joomla 6, as we'll see here, we'll just take a look at his article, and then we will talk about some ideas. I have one thing. I met with Phil just over a week ago, and I have an idea for Joomla 6, and whether it makes it in or not, we will see. But all right, so October 14th, 2025 seems like a lifetime away at the moment. It's actually just only a year, basically. Well, a year and a month. But it's all the time we have to get Joomla 6 planned, built, and released. I'm in my 50s, and the plans have aligned to have a little joke. Gary Barkley and I will be releasing the first alpha on Joomla 6 on Tuesday, 15th of April, 2025. Not his planning, but happens to be Joomla London user group that night, as it's the third Tuesday of the month, and my 60th birthday. Oh, all right. So he's in his 50s, but he's going to be in the 60s, so he must be 59. He says, so help celebrate on the 15th by sharing with him now our thoughts and ideas for Joomla 6. Core features. As part of the process, we want to hear from the whole community as to their thoughts about what Joomla 6 should include. And in fact, let me just paste this article right here in chat. If you're watching this before the replay is processed, you can just go to magazine.joomla.org, click on all issues at the top, and then you will get down to, you want to look for July 2024. All right, it says, to be clear, the first major is the chance to remove old code, set the PHP and MySQL for the rest of the series, and to do those things that have to be done. This first major is not designed to be a feature packed, but more of a tone setter for the rest of the series. What are we looking for? What we are not looking for is features that would benefit the few. A shop built in Joomla would for some be great, but for the majority dead wood. Not needed and already catered for in extensions directory. Hello, Bjorn. Good to see you in chat. Yeah, you know, part of the thing about things getting put in the core is that they need to be maintained. And of course, the more that needs to be maintained, the more greater challenge it is to develop the core and keep it maintained, because there's only so many bodies to do so many things. And that's where we rely upon our third-party extension developers to develop things that are not in the core of Joomla. And that's why it's important for us to support them in the work that third-party extension developers are doing. Oh, Bjorn said the chat did not work at the start. Okay. Well, and I do have live chat here, Bjorn, so nothing's going to go missing from me here. I'm glad that you're in here. All right. So, will Joomla 6 be a migration or an upgrade? Oh, the chat's not working. Oh, it's not working now. Okay, let me type in chat. Hello, can you see this? I don't know why it wouldn't be working. Unless there's not. I can see your chat. Michael, it's working now. Okay. Okay. Well, there was nothing. Okay, well, we're glad that's working. Hello, Michael. Good to see you. All right, well, chat is working. All right, will Joomla 6 be a migration or an upgrade? I'm sure this is the thing that strikes terror in all of our hearts when we think about a new version of Joomla. He says, that's a great question, and as someone who's responsible for around 100 websites, the last thing I want is a tricky migration, let alone 100 tricky migrations. The model we have adopted since Joomla 4, with well-planned regular releases, makes the jumps between the majors smaller and the path between each minor much smoother. The production department has worked hard to make this a reality. Further improvements in the organization of decisions pushing out to a wider group have contributed to a smoother route. So to answer the question, it will be as smooth as we can make it without compromising on security and performance. Hello, Zalima. Good to see you. As smooth as they can make it. But a lot of it will rely on you, the dear user. We need testers. Without testers, the great features and improvements sit waiting and miss out. All right, so I've got a video on the channel on how to test, so it's not that hard. And so, yeah, we can be testers. And we've done some testing here in live streams. With your help, we can make this an easy upgrade instead of a migration. Okay. So the nub of the article, here's a Google form. All right, so they have a Google form here that you could fill out a survey and you could put in and submit this to them. So I'm also going to place this in the chat. I might not want to fill it out right now because we'll be doing our discussion, but it's there for you to open and do later if you want. Okay. Now, fill it out, give us your feedback, let us know what you think should be retired, improved, as well as added. This information can be used for the whole of the 6 series and will help inform release managers for some years to come. Take 10 minutes and have your say in it. Alex, back from the future, hidden in the past. Hey, Alex. Alex, I don't recognize your name. Is this your first time chatting live on the live stream? I think it is. Although in recent weeks it's become evident that I am not keeping track of everyone's names. So maybe that's because I'm in my 50s as well. So, all right. Now, community efforts, not just about coding. We also need writers, documentation, images, and instructive videos. There's a real push on to improve the documentation for Joomla, so that is really good. So, and then they also, oh, what's up, Super Joomlers? Oh, this is Alexandra. Hey, okay. I didn't recognize Alex JS Will. Oh, you changed your name. You already have a wrench. I should have figured that out. That was you. Yeah, so documentation, that would be really, that would be good too. Someone actually, even on Pizza Bugs and Fun, I was listening to a bunch of documentation people talking in chat while they're doing things, and they thought that they had the idea that nothing can be added or into the core unless there's documentation for it. Yes, and Alexandra has shared a link there to manual.joomla.org. And that, okay, so that's documentation for Joomla programmers. Yeah. But also documentation for Joomla users. Now, even now, sometimes I go and I click on the help and it's not helpful. So anyways, of course, still early days. As that stuff is built up and people take care of that, then that is just going to keep it good. So documentation could help. Oh, excuse me. I don't know where that came from. With all your help, make the 15th of April 2025 a day of celebration. All right, so one of the things that I'll start this off. One of the things that I would love to see in Joomla 6 is a better trash system. Now, I hesitate to use better trash because that's the name of an extension that Peter Van West from Regular Labs had. Better trash, where Alex says he did not change his name; it's his real name. Okay. I meant you changed your name on how it appears in YouTube. All right, so he had an extension called Better Trash. It was great, but he didn't carry it forward for Joomla 5. Not sure why. But here's one of the things I was talking to Phil about, and it relates to how things get emptied from the trash. So for instance, let's go to menus. Let's go to manage menus. And you'll see right here that right here, this menu has all of these, it has published items in it, but it doesn't have any unpublished items, and it doesn't have trashed items here. And so basically, if you want it to trash something out of, if you wanted to empty the trash for some menu items here, let's just go into here. Let's go into main menu blog. All right, I'm going to select these. I'm going to go, oh, I thought maybe I could, oh, is it actions that I want? No. Okay, let's just do a few things here. Let's open about your home page here. And now I'm going to go save as copy, save as copy, save as copy. All right, now we'll close. So now when we look at this menu, we have 3 unpublished and 0 trash. So if we want to go into main menu blog, and that's filter for unpublished. And now let's select those and we will trash them. All right, so here's the thing. Yes, and docs.joomla is the other link. Thank you. Thanks, Alexandra. All right, so now let's go, let's just clear this here. So let's say that we want to delete, we want to empty the trash. It would be great to have a button up here where we could click just to view the trash. Because as you know right now, you always have to go to filter options, select status, and then you have to go trashed. And then we have this button empty trash, but it's grayed out. And so for another step, you have to go and you have to select everything, and then you have to go and empty the trash. And what was really nice about Peter's better trash was that once you were in the trash, you could select a button and it would just dump and empty the trash. The other thing that gets challenging too is that if you happen to be working, if you're working on a site and someone has trashed a lot of things and there's say 100 items in the trash. I saw this the other day. Things that have been in the trash for years, because out of sight, out of mind. Not everyone understands that when you trash something, when you delete something, it goes in the trash. It adds another step because you have to go to the drop down to view all or a bunch and then select over and over and over again. So basically, if you want to empty the trash, it would be great to have that empty the trash button. Bjorn says he totally agrees to the trash. Too many steps, should be a drop down for permanently delete without going to the filter trash. Yes. And then this reminds me, and I think it was a question on YouTube. I think it was James Border. James Border, or Borders on the end. Let me just go to that. Because he asks a really great question. Could the trash be emptied on a cron job? Yes. And let me just find that comment here because I want to attribute it to James. I'm sure it was James here. We'll go down. Yeah, James Borders. Can the empty trash function be automated, maybe using a scheduled task? And I thought that was a great idea too. Now, you would have to choose to use that. But I mean, the nice thing about the trash is this. It's just like the trash in your office. If I take something and I throw it out from my desk, like a piece of paper, yes, a task scheduled or trash regularly. If I throw out something, let's say I take a little piece of paper I have on my desk here. It's got some notes on it. But anyways, I throw it out into the trash. Then I think later on, oh, wait a second, I had important information on that paper. I can go back to trash and get it back. So that's great. But that said, if I take that trash out to the corner and it gets picked up by the garbage man and taken away, then it's gone and I can't get it back. So if you're going to automate something like that, you have to be really sure that what you're dumping out is what you're automatically deleting, like emptying or trashing or emptying the trash, that you really don't want it. But it would be a way to keep things clean on the site. A few less steps and a task scheduler to do that. That would be great. So a button up here on trash that just says, hey, empty the trash, let's see, we'll clear this. So a button up here that just says trash, where you would click, you would go to the trash, it would change the filter, it would show everything that is in the trash, and then one button just to delete it. That would be great. Now I did notice the other day I was just working on someone's site, and in these menus, if we manage the menus. All right, so main menu blog, we have 3 items in the trash here. If I want to delete this whole menu, I can't do it because it has published items in it. I also think that I can't delete it if I have unpublished items in it. But I did notice that if there's no published items and no unpublished items, but there were trashed items, you could just delete that and the trashed items would go too. So that's excellent. I think that's a feature that's already in there. Now, would you want it so that if you trashed a menu, you got rid of published items? I think probably not, just as a safeguard that you don't accidentally do that. because when you delete a menu, there is no there is no, hey, I want to go and get that menu out of the trash. No, that's delete, and that's why it doesn't say trash up here, or is delete. It's gonzo. So that would be something that I would love to see in Joomla 6, and I think that would be a great addition. And I mentioned that to Phil. Okay, so on the task scheduler, one of the things I notice is that it's not. I mean, it's great for doing small tasks, but I've had a site where I was running a Kiba backup using the task scheduler, and the backup was not always completing. It was taking 2.5 hours, whereas if I triggered it with MySites.guru just to do a backup on the schedule, it only took 1.5 minutes for that. So it could be something unique to my situation. It's just the scheduler is great, but for small tasks like the things that can be done in the task scheduler. So for instance, if we look and we go right now, schedule tasks, and we go to make a new one, you can check the images, resize images if they're larger than allowed. The original will be overwritten. Delete action logs, global check-in, that's great. Make GET requests to a server, so you can put in a URL there that will trigger a process. Exploration of privacy consents, so if you do that for managing privacy consents, if you live in a jurisdiction where you have to keep getting people's permission over and over again. Rotate log flies, rotate logs, session data purge, toggle the site status on each run. That's an interesting one. So you can turn the site back on. Set the site online, set it offline. Interesting that. This is new. Why would you toggles the site status on each run? Is this really, it puts your site offline every now and then? Interesting. Wonder why you would do that automatically. I was not aware that that was in there. Well, anyways. All right. Well, of course, it goes without saying, feel free to put your ideas for Joomla 6 in the chat there. We'll Alexander says you can trigger task schedule from CLI for better performance. Are you talking about like writing a task? Let's see. Is that somewhere that you change in here? Normal? Or execution? Not sure how you would do that. But command line interface, yeah. If you put in a cron job or command line, something that will trigger that, that's a lot better, yeah. In cPanel, in your web hosting control panel. Okay. That would be one thing. I'm trying to think. There was something else I talked to Phil about too for adding to Joomla 6, or something that would be good in Joomla 6. We did talk about how right now there is a one of a tool that is on mysites.guru. Let me show you I'll just tell you about it. That on mysites.guru, you can get a scan of your current site to see if there's your current Joomla 5 site, to see if there's any extensions still running the Joomla 4 stuff. Joomla that aren't Joomla 5 core. So for instance, Joomla 5 has, I'll just call it a different jargon than Joomla 4. And so there are some things that are in Joomla 4 that classes in the programming that aren't used in Joomla 5, but there is a like a little translator. I always forget the name of the plugin, but there's a built into Joomla 5. So if it sees something that is Joomla 4 jargon, it just knows what to do and it deals with it like it's Joomla 5. That's not exactly what happens. But anyways, that's why if it works in Joomla 4, it works in Joomla 5. I've only seen like 2 examples of things that didn't. Hey Brent, namespace versus old class loading. Right. Okay. So, with the plugin enabled on Joomla 5, Joomla 4 stuff will run. But that's an extra step, isn't it? If ever you've talked to someone and there's a translator, and you said something was translated to someone, or someone said talk to you and then it was translated and then you listened to what it meant, it adds a bit of time to it. So it'd be great to turn that off. But if you turn that off, you can actually break your site. Let me show you. Let's find that plugin, and I'm going to show you a really cool little thing that I do here. Plugins. Okay. Alexander says you put in your cron job. Oh, Joomla root CLI Joomla.php task schedule run all. Okay. What is the name of the plugin that it's going to be one of the higher number ones that does that translating? I'll kick myself as soon as I see it because oh my goodness. We'll just scroll down and see here. Oh, there we go. Backward compatibility. All right. So if you use extensions which are not using the current Joomla coding standards, then this plugin, when enabled, will provide backward compatibility to the prior major version. All right. So everything is enabled here. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. Watch this. Okay. Let's go backward. We'll filter for that. If I disable this and I'm running anything that has Joomla 4 code in it, then it's going to break the back end, and potentially break the back end, and then potentially I can't go back in to turn it back on. And normally what you have to do in that case then is go to the database where to the extensions table, and you'll find the number where it's enabled. It will end up being 0 when you disable. You have to and then you would have to put in a 1 to turn it back on. But if you're ever doing something that might break your site like that, try this. Open it here. You have to have it open. You have to have it set to enabled. All right. And now back here, I'm going to just turn that off. Now, hopefully this breaks things. Yeah, there we go. It broke things. Great. Now it's like, uh-oh, it's broken. How on earth do I get back in to turn that back on? Well, and that's because, see, there's a class. J plugin, not found. So something, in ECWID, that's the Equid, that's the shopping cart that we looked at. So now I'm stuck. I have to go back into the database in order to enable that. But because I already have it open over here, I think, and this says enabled, watch. If I go save, oh, it didn't work. Darn, I thought that would work. Sometimes it works. Other times it doesn't. Now I've got to turn that back on. Well, let's just do it right here. We're going to go to my server. Let me just get this off over here. And I wonder if there's something that could be built in Joomla 4 that would allow that to happen. That could test for it without breaking. All right, let me just fix this here. All right, list accounts. And that's basic Joomla. All right. And I will bring this back to here. All right, here I am in control panel. I'm going to go to the PHP MyAdmin. Now I need to go to, I forget which database this is. So I'm actually going to go to, because I can't go up here to home dashboard. Can't get into global configuration, can't do this. Actually going to have to just go into the configuration file, and I don't want to show off passwords here, so let me just go into the file manager, and let's just switch to this view for a second while I pop in here. And this is Joomla 4. This is I'll view the file. The database is 423. All right. 423. So I'm going to go into the database up here, 423. I'm going to search for extensions. There it is right there. I guess I could have done this in the staging site, right? And then I wouldn't be doing this. And now I'm going to just show all. And I'm going to look for all the extensions here that have the word back in them. And it's not there. Yes, Michael. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I just have to find plugin. Oh, behavior. Oh, it's not. Doesn't have backwards in it. Behavior. Okay, there we go. Plugin behavior compatibility, and we're going to go over to enabled and change it to a 1, which means enabled. And now we can go back here and refresh. And actually here you can see it was actually ID 93 because this is where I had to try to have it open. And of course there's the extension ID 93. Anyways, and the site is back on. And that is good. So, yeah, there would be, it would be great to have, to be able to see if other, besides breaking it, that there is. Now, that's one of the great tools that mysites.guru has. It does a scan of your whole site, and it shows you if there's any of those things that might not work if you turn off the compatibility tester. So that's where I'd like to do it. And that's super easy. I don't have to go through these steps of turning it off and seeing what it might be. Revert the last change. Oh yeah, as a feature, is that what you're saying, Brent? Yeah, like almost like an undo. Yeah, that'd be cool to have an undo, wouldn't it? In Joomla. A button to just say, oh, undo the last thing. Because basically, we have the logs, right? Let's go to users, user action log. And there you go. User J5 core unpublished the plugin behavior compatibility. So if there was some tool that would just do undo the last thing, that would be great. And of course, it would have to, of course, in this case, it would have to work even if there was an error state, right? But yeah, that would be really neat. Yeah, I like that idea, an undo. Yeah, that bypasses all class checks. Yeah, that would be cool. Version control, is that something new that you're talking about, Bjorn? Brent, but that's a great idea, that bypass all class checks. Just a little toolbox that did that. Yeah, for things that almost like a, no, not a kill switch, but yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, like in articles. Yeah, articles has versions. yeah, as long as it wasn't something that was broken by turning this off, or if your site went into an error state, if there was just something up there that said, hey, what's the last action that was done? Undo it. That would be cool. I like that. I wonder, that should take, let me make a note of that, because we should, I think Phil would be interested in hearing that. Independent undo action. I like it. All right. So, yeah, what else? Definitely, we do not want a migration. We want it to be an update. Yeah, it will. Of course, practically, whenever things get changed, it creates a lot of work for extension developers, and I've come to appreciate that in talking with them. Ideas that I've had, they said, where I've said, hey, this would be great, and they said, well, it's not really, not, if I ask them about a module or some plugin or some feature, and they said, well, it's not something I want to do because then it has to be maintained. And I totally get that, and especially since doing this full time as my living, I have to be careful about taking on things that are going to be not drains, but that are just going to be other responsibilities, because there's only so much that I can do to keep things going and maintain things. So if I were to, if I knew how to make extensions and were to put out extensions for people to use, I would have to keep maintaining that. And I can just imagine what it would be like to have 10 things and then all of a sudden add it to my work. Now I have to make it work in a new version. And if I decide not to, people get mad at me. And especially if they're paid extensions, I've taken people's money. So now, so I've come to understand that creating an extension for Joomla is like having a kid, and you got to take care of it. You got to take care of it until it leaves the house and marries someone else, and then it can take care of its spouse, and the spouse can take care of it. Alex says, store the last change ID and secure offline Joomla session locally in users' browsers temporarily. This will work even when the site is broken, unless the user deletes the Joomla session from his or her browser. Okay, storing in the browser, cool. Make a little note of that. Yeah. Hello, Stefan. Good to see you. Good to see you today. Okay, so Stefan, today we're talking about ideas for Joomla 4. I mentioned it'd be great to have a better trash system in Joomla 4. We were just looking at testing Joomla site with turning off the backwards compatibility tester. What else would we like to see? Why don't we just float through here? Let's look at these areas here. I wonder if it's time to remove live site from the global configuration file. I wonder if it still is in use anywhere. Joomla 6. Yeah, sorry. Joomla 6 I meant. Did I say Joomla 5? Yeah. Periodically I run into people still using live site. And this explanation is that it helps Joomla work on poorly configured servers. Oh, I said Joomla 4. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Brent, the live site is still used in some cases? Okay. What's a case when you still use it? Like when the server is not set up properly for the temp folder. You know, years ago when I went to Forum on the Future, one of my ideas was to get everything that in the forums related to Joomla 1 just to be removed or unpublished, because when you searched on Google for help with things, it was it always got in the way. You know, you're searching for something in Joomla for help in Joomla 5, and you see the answer or someone's talking about it, you're really excited, and then you realize it's like the discussions from 2011. You think, oh, that doesn't relate mostly anymore. But then I came to understand that lots of people are still using those older versions and maybe have things that they can't move up to yet, or companies are using things, so they're still looking for support for things. Brent says, yeah, it's not recommended to use LiveSet yet. Okay, it's for improper Apache or server handling of URLs. Need that. Okay. Hello, Serge. Good to see you today. Yeah, Bjorn says something like this could be useful in Core Switch Editor. Let's take a look at that. And Consul Goose. Switch Editor, copy. Let's just put that over here. I have to remember to click here, because then that whenever I click on a link, a window opens up in my chat, and then I don't see the things you've said for a while. All right, let's put that in here. What does this do here? Switch Editor is being developed in anything digital. What does it do? Helps connected user to switch their default editor in Joomla. Okay, yeah. I think too, remember that we saw that Weebler, Yannick Gauthier, his for command has a way that you can switch the editor quickly. And doing it from inside of articles, yes. But that would be a cool feature, and this one's free. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, could you do it in free? Okay, yeah, yeah. That would be a cool feature too. Switch editor in article. All right. Why don't we just take a quick look at this here? Let's see. Switch editor in article. We will download it to here, because periodically, and I've done this on a site and I've broken it. It was all working, had code in it. I opened and saved it, and I opened it, saved it, and it took out the code. So it is nice to be able to switch just to the code editor. Let's take a look at this one here. System, install extensions. Go here, plugin switcher, system, plugins, clear, sort to the highest number on the right here. Oh, it's a module, isn't it? Yes. Serge says he'd like a page builder for different view to include custom fields and Joomla fields properly. So Serge would like a page builder in Joomla 6. That I know there's been lots of discussion about. Let's just go to site modules here while we talk. Filter to the highest. Switch editor, it's there. So I think if we go to articles and let's just open up this one here. Oh, it's already there in top. Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it there always? Oh, it's always there. Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, Serge. I think the trick of the page, but all right, so let's switch this to Code Mirror. And did that switch it? Oh, let's see. Go into here. It did switch it. Now let's go to none and refresh. Yeah, that's definitely none. And now let's go to TinyMCE and we'll refresh. That is very cool. Hey, no problem to be late. Well, we hadn't talked about the yet. Here would I I can just imagine that I had the ability to program, and someone came to me and said, "Tim, we've decided to put a page builder in Joomla. Would you program it?" I would probably say no, for the same reason as this. Years ago, there was one of the local cities wanted a new website. And I thought, oh, maybe I should put in for that. And besides realizing that probably it was beyond me for everything that they would want, but I could do it. I could make it work in Joomla, I'm sure. I thought there's no way that I want to have to build something, put it out there for in the political realm where people who don't like the current city criticize all the decisions that they make, and all the armchair web designers that would look at it and say, oh, it should be this, it should be that, they should have done this, why are they using this, oh, they're doing that, they should do this. And so for me, I just not interested in subjecting myself to that. So I think I think it would be very challenging to put a page builder in Joomla, just because it would just because it would I think it would create a lot of friction, and it would have to be supported. I'm not against it, though. I'm not against that. Although we see, with all the other page builders and that there's so many different approaches to doing things, then it would be challenged. Stefan says the problem with page builders is they come in a lot of different flavors and they fit different persons differently depending on how they're used. Yeah, so there's that, and I think that's probably the challenge. Like, there's people that just love the core stuff in Joomla and I've said, oh, that's something that that's something I would like to see improved. Yes, and maybe it is coming along. That's giving me another idea. But people that just love the core processes in Joomla, and some of them just drive me nuts. For instance, we've got this article here. Let's put an image in here using what we have for the core right now. We've got the hello, Imran, good to see you. So we go to CMS content, and we go to media, and let's put this image in here. Now right off the bat, so we can put the image description, the Joomla logo, and now image will be lazy loaded. So already for the everyday user, something that's very common for first-time users, just common users. Hey, I want to put a picture in this article. Now it's like image class, figure caption. I know. Guess what? I can see what a caption is. This is the figure caption. So I think, oh yeah, I want a caption with this. But what is the class? And what is that? Well, I'm just going to leave those blank. All right. So, all right. And now this pop-up is here. That's great. It's still there. All right. I figured this out. We'll go like that. And now we're going to insert it. And that's great. We've inserted it. Oh, but I want this wrapped. Now, maybe that was the class thing. Brent says a lot of people want a drag and drop setup layout of systems. And Serge says, yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I guess if you could drag in something and say, I want this to be 2 columns and fill them in, that would be great. Imran, you've checked for live stream 1 hour ago, your local time, but no symbol of anything. Did you miss a lot of things? Imran, we're just talking about what we'd like to see in Joomla 4. Sorry, Joomla 6. Oh my goodness. So caught up. Okay, now here's my point about the core image thing. If I want to resize this image, I guess, oh look at that. I can Oh, that went really. See that? All right, there we go. So I want that. Okay, that's good. But what if I want to just set that to a certain width? If I click on this, there's no, and this is how I do it. There's no. Oh, here's the image button. So I click on here. Images powered by. Oh, okay, great. Oh my goodness, when did this show up? Okay, well, there you go. I guess that's for me. Not, you can actually change the width here. Class. Oh, look at that. You can actually click on this now and change how it's aligned. Well, I did not know this was here. Just ignore what I was saying then. Look at all this stuff that's in here now. You know, I've been complaining about this for a long time, and because it was so hard. Let's start over here. Let's do this. Let's just take this whole thing out. Okay, I want to delete that. Deleting the caption. Okay, this is tricky. Okay, I got the thing out. Yes, Brent, exactly. Brent says he loves JCE over this, but good updates. That is, yeah, it is. And look, if I use this button here, we actually have, oh, okay, so here's my point. You need both buttons to do this. For instance, because like, where is the source? This is, yeah, and this is where JCE editor is miles above, because you get a really nice view of the image to select it, and you can't here. So what you have to do is 2 steps. You have to go to media. You have to find your picture. Let's do this. Basically what you would do is just insert it, then you would click it, then you would go to this, and then you can do your width stuff and your class and all that. So this is a big advantage, but again, it's too many steps. All right, but it's a way more usable than it used to be. But I like what JCE editor does, and even in the free version, it has much better image management. But let me just in one button. See, and this is, yeah, so this, yeah, like Brent has said, is a great update. I didn't even know that was in there because I use JCE, I guess. But definitely for new users, this, I think, needs to be one button process where you select the image. The other thing I like about JCE editor is that when you go and insert media, this is pretty. It's not too bad. It's showing everything. Can you resize? Oh, look at that. You can resize these down to smaller. Wow, how about that? Because I've always thought this was too big, but now that you can make them smaller. Oh, Michael, I owe Michael money again because I've got his logo showing here. But here is a great example of, yeah, this is good. So I would just say one button to select the image and do all settings. Just put this here. from. Yeah, all right. Well, hey, you know what? This is a lot better than I remember. Isn't this Joomla 5? Wonder if it's like this in Joomla 4, but this is way better. Stefan says it'd be a lot better if editors supported Flexbox, sections and elements like most page builders do, very much like WordPress blocks. Brent says that there's some new support for third-party file systems not stored on the server now. There is some news. Oh, is that a suggestion? Are you talking about like the ability to open? Okay, okay. Brett says I've already forgotten what I asked. Oh, that there is. So there is some new support to be able to get images from places like Unsplash, Pixabay, and storage, right? Yes. Yeah. So if you have your files stored on in an Amazon bucket, or if you have them on a Dropbox. Yeah, Bjorn brings up a good point. TinyMCE is not only for Joomla, it's not owned by Joomla, it's updated by others. Okay, and it shows in the Media Manager support for other things. Let's go to Media Manager options. Where would we find that support? Is there a plugin? There must be a plugin or something that we need to. You have to install the plugins. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. If there's plugins that you can install and do that, then that would be great. Brent, with those plugins installed in the Media Manager, do they work in JCE, or does JCE have something else? Okay. Here's something. Thanks for the link here. This might be some video ideas for me. Amazon S3 file system from Akiba. This plugin allows you to save your media files to Amazon S3 and third-party storage services compatible with Amazon S3 API. You can optionally use this plugin with Amazon S3 buckets, serving as origin for an Amazon CloudFront distribution. In this case, the URLs generated and inserted into your content will be based on CloudFront. On the CloudFront CDN URL you have configured, making for very efficient, cost-efficient content delivery. If you use the plugin with raw S3 and S3 compatible buckets, you will get pre-authorized URLs with a validity of 10 years. Do note that pre-authorized URLs are much more expensive to use in CloudFront CDN. We strongly recommend using CloudFront distribution whenever possible. Kindly note, the Joomla Media Manager added support for third-party file system providers like this plugin only since Joomla 4. If you're still using Joomla 3 or an earlier version, you might be able to install this plugin, but it won't do anything. In fact, it'd be impossible even to configure it. All right. Let me catch up on some comments here. Yeah, thanks, Brent. That's cool. So you could just have some of your storage off on S3. And I think the advantage of that would be is that your images would just automatically, when people are visiting your page, get served up from a bucket that is closest to them. Serge says for Joomla 2.5, there's an Adobe Air application you could install on your Windows system and then manage all your contents from your desktop. That was magic. Oh, okay. So you're talking about, so you would think it'd be cool to be able to manage all your contents from your desktop. Okay. There are some things for dynamic content. I know in UTheme they've got it so that you can update via Google Docs. You can have all your documents and everything on all your pages in a Google Doc or spreadsheet. And you could actually change the content on your site simply by going and changing that. So, Imran says in WordPress 6.1.8 they have very nice page building built in, and you like it and want something similar to Joomla 6. You don't support AWS, Google, and other storage systems to be integrated. Oh, you don't. How come you don't support that, Imran? How come you don't like that? Unique. Hey, Unique. Nice to see you. Uh, Unique would, yeah. So Unique would like to see content editor like Gutenberg or Page Builder. All CMSs start with it. WordPress, Gutenberg. Drupal started a project too. I haven't talked Unique Bears in a long time. Good to see you. So you're talking about just a basic page builder. You know, that would that would yeah, again, I just keep going, and I guess I need to be a possibility thinker, because that would go back to, oh, I just think of all the controversy and drama over it. But it would be nice for people to be able to just do some basic things with the page builder, like new users. And I think it's really important for us to attract new users to Joomla. The whole thing about just use the core. I get it. I appreciate it. I like a lot of the reasons for that argument. I reject the cultishness of some of the appeals to just using the core, because I think that it excludes everyday people, and I would put myself like that. I mean, obviously, I'm not a new Joomla user, and so in that sense, I'm not an everyday user, because there's a lot of things I do. But someone who wants to build a website and says, "What's this Joomla? I'll try it." If they can go on and they can quickly see how they can do some basic things on a page and insert an image easy, and do the easier it is for them just to do some basic stuff, then they're going to become users and they're going to grow in their use. So yeah, so I could see that a page builder could really fill a nice need there. Yeah. Unique says we can't propose a modern CMS without a new version of editing, a new way of editing. Okay, yeah, something that just lets people do things. Now, this is what I like about Template Creator CK and Page Builder CK. Hear me out here. Is that it is very light and it's very fast, and the features that are there, when I want to make an accordion, it's just using what anybody who knew HTML to type out would use. It's not using something proprietary. It is just saying, oh, you want to put an accordion in here? All right, here's the code. You want to add a line? Here, we'll add another line. So you end up with a basic HTML page, basically. Not something that's like, oh, you need to use this script from this for this tool that we have built into our framework or anything like that. No, it just does that. So if the editor, if there was an editor, a page editor, or the editor inside of Joomla that you could click and say, hey, I want an accordion here, and you click the accordion button and people could fill things in, then that's going to really help. And if it's WYSIWYG, that's good, because people maybe get lost in the code. I know we can put slider, left bracket, slider one name, percent, and put in codes. We get that, but for someone that doesn't know how to do that, it's not going to be helpful for them. And Brent says, okay, so Brent says most of the page builders on the template, and I think what you mean by that, Brent, is that a lot of the stuff that goes into the page is already handled in the template. So you're building a page. Oh, I want a right column, and I want a blog inbox here. Yeah, that's handled by a template. I think that's what you mean, right? So we're just talking about the actual article part. So in that sense, you wouldn't even need too much complexity. Yeah, okay, I got you. Good. Unique says you think module assigning and menu creation is a mess. Oh, okay. So you, all right. Yeah, I think, well, module assigning, that is, I could see that. Yeah. Now remember, everybody, we've been looking at this article from Phil Walton and about Joomla 6, and he also has this, where is it? Let me just post this here again. This Google Doc that you can fill out and send your ideas for Joomla 6 to him about. Okay, we are setting a record number for chats for text here, which is great. Which is awesome. YouTube. Hey everybody, would you like to? I keep forgetting to ask this. Would you give this live stream a thumbs up? That would be great. I mean, if you're not subscribed to the channel, that would be great if you subscribe as well. But if you give this a thumbs up, that would help other people find this. I forget to ask about it, so I should set a timer on. I think I could do that on OBS every now and then. It just sort of pops up and says, "Hey, give the video a thumbs up." But all right, so fill that out and send it to Phil. But I'm gonna make some notes here. Module signing. Hey, I think, module signing could definitely be improved. That's a good point. I love Regular Labs Advanced Module Manager. It is so great. I'm disappointed that, I'm not that's unrelated. That's just more a comment about migration. But man, when you get using it in the regular app stuff only works under PHP 8.1, and even that end of life, maybe he's going to switch it to 2. Who knows? Maybe he'll leave it working for 8.1. But Advanced Module Manager is so great with the options, even the free version. So, most Peter. Okay, let me catch up here. Stefan says there is. So let me see. Unique says, I think after I think module signing and menu creation is a mess. Done for integrator, not for the site manager. Not quite sure you mean done by the integrator, but menu creation. I haven't thought really that menu creation is too much of a mess, but that's because I have. Are you talking like creating a menu item? That's because I think I've gotten just so used to it. I think it requires this basic explanation to people saying, hey, if you're going to make an item that someone clicks on, you have to set for what's going to happen, and you do it through these options. You can help them to understand it. But that said, if ever you've watched a show like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, where someone's presenting a product, one of the problems that the rich people that are being wooed for their money notice is that if you've got a product that needs explanation of what it is and how to use it, that's an obstacle. So I definitely could see that with menu creation, if there's some way that we could improve menu creation so that it was clear to everyday people, to new users, they would understand what was happening. And you know what? One of the things that might help that is the tours function. If there's a tour, and maybe there is a tour for menus. Let's just see here. Menus. Manage menus. Take the tour. Oh, look at that. How to create menus. This tour will show you how to create a menu. Start. New menu. Yeah. Select new to create a new menu. Yeah, okay. It takes you through. How about menu items? Take a tour. Okay, so we don't have anything for menu items, but if we do, let's just go through the step here. Start. New. Give it a name. Yeah. Let's see what this says here. All right, next. Enter required unique name for the menu. Yeah, see, this could use a little bit more description because I usually just go FFF, FFF, FFF through all these, right? So why does it need to be a unique name? So, okay, so maybe this is just, more of an explanation, like enter unique name for the menu. This will be used in, this will be show a list of menus. It's going to be something that's, pick something that will make it easier for you to understand what it is. Description, yeah, again, next. Save and close the menu. And you've created a menu. Okay. So maybe we just need a tour here for making a menu item. See all tours, how to create articles, menus. So maybe that needs to come along. So that actually might be good. I'm falling behind on comments, but I promise I'm going to catch up. But menu item creation tour. More explanation in tour items, i.e. creating menu. Description. Right, if we just go back to here, how to create menus. Let's show you the menu. It's different. What's the difference between what unique name, title, and unique? And unique name. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I hadn't thought about that. So that could be good. Now the actual way of creating the menus, yeah, menu items. I think this is, when we go in here, it's tricky. Although once people understand that they can create a link of a type, it does come. But definitely, okay, that's good feedback there. Good idea too. Okay, Stefan says there's fundamental difference between WordPress and Joomla's approach for block builders. WordPress rely heavily on support for blocks in the themes, templates. Joomla doesn't need that. Okay, so yes, I'm working on a WordPress site. I picked up a client with a big WooCommerce site. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's just unbelievable. Every time we try to do something, there's open up this page, add this code. Oh man, it's a nightmare. Imran says most important thing you want to be in Joomla is integrate with Joomla is built in the OG title, image, and description schema generator. Yeah. So Imran, make sure you put that. Fill out a form. I'm going to talk to. There's so many things that are probably just going to. Give this to Phil just to watch, but I think everybody, yeah, send in those forms so that they have these. It's also the encouragement knowing that people are participating. Bjorn says agree. Brent says yes. Okay, let's see. Oh man, look at that. This is great having so many comments here. Built-in grid. Okay, so Imran says you can easily make accordion table, etc. from the TinyMCE editor. It's in the buttons there. Okay, so if there's built-in buttons for doing that, where are those buttons? Let's just see. Content, articles. Let's open this article here. It drives me crazy that the default of this is these buttons are hidden. I know I did a tutorial on how to change it, but it still just drives me crazy. I think the default should be that they are open and that and then if someone wants to set it so they're closed, then they can. Columns, where are they? Here's table. No. Which button is there here? Format. Tools, table. No. Format. Or is that a plugin that you add? Insert images to table. No, not tables. No. I'm not sure where that... Imran, where is... it's in the buttons in here to make an accordion? I don't see it. Might be missing it, though. What's the button look like? Which row is it in? We'll start out by that. Falling behind here. Unique says, I think Joomla have really cool tool like Media Manager, Workflow, and Email Template, but nothing is really finished. Okay, so finished, yeah. Ongoing work for those things. Yeah, I guess when you mention the template, it'd be great to see, have a few little extras in there too, like those the Cassiopeia Plus or the extra things. That would be cool. For instance, a place to put custom CSS that you can see. That would be cool. You know, on some extent, like in Template Creator CK, you go, you click, there's a place to put custom CSS. You can do it right there. In Cassiopeia, you open up a file and add it to that. And you can do it in that, you can do it through without leaving Joomla, but it would be great if there was just a tab and you say, put your custom CSS there, and you added it. That's very convenient. Media Manager doesn't have pagination. Brent says, that's the hard part. If you think of a page, you need to bring in modules and the main content. Yeah. Yeah. And that's certainly something that people need to learn in Joomla, is that do the template. Let the template do a lot of the heavy lifting and then view the content. I had one person who really, I think it was Dreamweaver they were using. And I built, and they had cartoons, a cartoon site with lots of cartoons. I made the site into a Joomla site for him, and it just drove him crazy that when he worked on a page, he couldn't see what the whole page would look like. I mean, he was just adding cartoons, a new cartoon and a description, but he just could not get his head around the fact that when he was adding a cartoon and creating a page, all the other stuff would be there, to the point that he stopped using it, which was like, I was sad. I put a lot of work into it. He just couldn't fathom it. So it certainly is something that people using a CMS need to understand, is that you really want to you've got your content and you've got your template. And the template is where, where things are just displaying the modules and different things. Although, of course, you can display modules in an article. But Media Manager doesn't have pagination. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I haven't noticed that because I don't use the Media Manager that much. Honestly, I use JCE. Okay. Drag and move file and create copy. Workflow is too complex because we didn't have a good admin view and doesn't work anywhere. Okay. Email templating can't be used on workflow. Okay. But I love Joomla. We know you love Joomla Unique. And this is talking about Joomla 6. So I guess it's a bit like a fashion show, right? We're looking and saying, hey, this would be great to have. There's and what is it? The saying, the would likes and the have to haves and would be nice to have, or something like that. But yes, so we know, yeah. modal can also be created with TinyMCE. It's the template button on the editor. You just need to copy the BS codes to a text file and then include them in TinyMCE. You're ready to use them. Template button on the editor. Okay, where's the template button? Let's just look over here. But again, Imran, when you say you just copy the BS codes to a text file, include them with TinyMCE, that's a bit more of a step than a lot of people are able to do. All right, let's see here. Source code where's the template? Where's the template button here? Insert date, time, code sample. Look at that. I put in a code. That's new. Let's see. Oh, there's code. Does that? Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Does that actually exclude it? Oh, it's the pre-class language markup code. Is that for putting code in here that doesn't get removed when you save it? Interesting. I cannot see. Let's see. Oh, is this insert template? Oh, you have to define templates. I see. Okay. Yeah. Hello, Rudiger. Good to see you. Rudiger really loves the tours too, but it's a lot of work to create one. Yeah. Yeah. So you really need to have the, yeah, if you're building a tour, you got to be committed. Now, Rudiger, do you have tours for your extension that you've created? I'm thinking if I improved a tour for Joomla for a core thing, if I improved it, then if it changed, I would think, oh, that was a lot of work and I have to keep it up to date, which is why I do videos. It's easy to say, hey, everybody, something has changed. Here's a new way to do it. Like my video on Cloudflare. Oh, my goodness. I told someone, add your site to Cloudflare. They said, oh, the steps have changed. And I looked, and it was like totally changed. And then later on, I was on, and Cloudflare had changed again. So, and that's the challenge of documentation too, right? If things keep changing and people aren't keeping up to date on them, then yeah. Brent has this link to add to menu options. Yeah, and this is another one that Peter Van Westen did not continue on for Joomla 4. Add a menu provides a handy link to quickly add a menu item for the article or page that you're viewing in Joomla in the administrator panel. Yeah, so okay, add to menu. That would be cool to have that. Hey, just to mention this, remember how back in Joomla 3 or back in the day, you had to have a menu item for every article so that it would have an SEF URL. Just the other day, someone they had hundreds of menu items. They're still creating them in Joomla 4. Remember, everybody, if you have a menu item that points to a category, everything underneath that category gets an SEF URL. You don't have to create a menu item to it. I mean, you can if you want, if you need a menu item, but you don't have to make a menu item for every single item, for every single article. As long, or even subcategories. So if you have category 1 and subcategory 1, if you create a menu item linked to the category 1, subcategory 1 will get an SEF URL. So if you are still doing that, you don't need to do it anymore. It's great. Oh man, this is such great discussion, Dave. Thank you, everybody. I'm keeping up here. Serge uses BT shortcode to create nice articles without a page builder, but it's not supported now. Okay. Yeah, shortcodes is another way to do that. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, and as was said before, everybody's got a preference of how what works for them. So so you just kind of, I mean, eventually you've got to settle in and know something. You can't know every system. That's why when I'm working on projects and I've been training some team members to use the stuff that I know, and just so that that's what we use. Utheme, people are doing amazing things with Uthemes. It's so different, though. I don't want to learn it. I don't have room in my head. I like Template Creator CK, Page Builder CK. Having said that, if someone's really great at Utheme, I'll tap them on the shoulder or ask a question, because when people come with Utheme pages, I can find resources for them. But you just can't be good at everything, and so and not everything makes the same sense or tweaks with us, with our learning styles or working styles. Imran says Google Drive AWS will create lots of external links, which will create lots of backslashes. Yeah, I'm not sure that lots of backslashes is a problem, especially, in fact, I think, Imran, using the Google Drive or AWS links, they would be full URLs. Are you talking about backslashes that get you back to the root? I think you would just have full URLs, and they could, in that way, they could be very short, because they're just going to be the URL to AWS to your bucket, and then the name of bucket and your file. Stefan says a graphic menu builder would be nice instead of the current list type. Okay. Graphic menu builder exists. Menu manager CK. Yes, and Stefan says yes. I know it doesn't exist, but it's not in the core. Yeah. Yeah, that would be yes, something built in would be great to have for making mega menus, to be able to do something like that. I will say this: Menu Manager CK, Maxim Menu CK, and Mobile Menu CK. In my opinion, by far the best menu managers, builders in all of Joomla. With the caveat, once you figure out the learning curve to use them, it's really, really good. But okay, Stefan, yeah, you'd like a menu system. Cool. Imran says it's a good idea. Bjorn says add to menu is core in Joomla now when you save articles. Oh. Yeah, you know what? It shows up every now and then. Let's just see here. New. Let's make a new menu. Oh, there you go. Yeah, save to menu. Oh my goodness. Save to menu. I've seen that before, and I never even bothered to figure out. I thought, what on earth is going? Save to menu. Save to menu. Which menu? Here it is. Article. This is going to be, do we want it to be a single article? Which, look at that. Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. I've got to make a note of that. I have to new task, and I'm going to put this in Maintenance Monday, which is going to be Cybersalt, Basic Joomla, Maintenance Monday, add to menu. From article. Yeah, thank you very much. I've actually stumbled into that. I've actually stumbled into that, and I thought, what on earth is going? I've ended up, and I've seen in the menu item, and it's like, whoa! It was just a brain fog, and the fog is lifted. Thank you, Bjorn. Graphic menu, Imran, Bjorn, add to menu. Okay, Stefan, Joomla is often compared with WordPress, and menus is one of the things that is easier in WordPress, but a lot more flexible in Joomla. Yeah, you know what? And maybe it's just because I'm a Joomla user, but whenever I have to go and do menus in WordPress or look for them or add them, it's like, where is it? It's just like have a menu section so that I can go and figure out where it's going. It is nice for dragging subs and stuff like that. I agree about that. Yeah, so that aspect is nice, but Joomla is way more flexible. Unique's A++ to that. Joomla is in the last line. Joomla is in the last line, a step seal like icon. Okay. A stamp seal like icon. I'm missing your image here. I'm working on it here. By default is blank. You have to load Bootstrap HTML code for everything manual first. Clone template, hover on it. The last line besides the print button. Okay, let's see. I think you're talking about, I've maybe lost you, Imran, on that one. Last line above the print button. Is there a print button? Sorry, it's not always easy for me to... Is there a print button on here? It's not. Oh, there we go. Last line. Print. Okay. Well, Stefan, okay, hold on. Let me figure out what Imran's talking about here. A stamp seal like a stamp seal. Oh, you're just answering. Okay, I got you about templates. I got you. I'm just catching up on your comment there, Imran. I'm a little bit behind you, yeah. Stefan says, you have a mission, Tim. Create a basic user lesson for how to use Joomla Core Effective. Yeah. You know that YouTube has come out with a thing now for courses. They're probably going to do something for selling courses or just creating free courses. But it's, yeah. Basic users lessons. I try to do that. I would have to stop doing a bunch of things if I really got organized and professional. I'm doing other things professional and organized, but yeah, to actually go through each thing. Yes, and I'm behind on. I'm just behind, folks. Sarah says A+++ in France means goodbye. Oh, Unique was saying goodbye. Oh, okay. Okay, bye, Unique. If you're gone, I got you. Rudiger says he's working on them. I think that's on your tour. In WordPress, all kinds of meta tags, OG schema are built in now. That's why WordPress website ranked faster than that of Joomla website. The only way to compete with WordPress is only by loading the Word website faster. Yeah, so you like the open graph stuff built in. Yeah. Now, if you use an extension for that, it will like for SEO, search engine optimization. I like it. It just handles it for me. But yeah. Okay, so building that in. And Stefan agrees. Brent says it's like CDN. Michael says CK works very well with the core. Imran's talking about the high number of links. Yes, but yeah, that's true. I would think though that if it's AWS, there's got to be something in Google's algorithm that knows that that those are using a CDN. And I can see what you mean too by having a lot of links inside of something. Having said that, I think that images, they're links. They're just internal links. But calls out, yeah, that's different. And Bjorn says save the menu came in Joomla 4. Imran says yeah, Imran, it's there. This is the maybe, and here you can fill this out and submit some things, and that will go right to the fill, and the people are talking about that. All right. All right. So I've caught up on all the chat. Hey, chat is working well. I haven't fallen too far behind. There's been crazy number of uh, of chats. That's great. Viewer activity. No stream health. Let me just look at what's happening here. Analytics, stream settings. Yeah. Okay. Well, that we talked about some really cool things there. I hope that Phil was feverishly writing things down as he watched this. Uh, you know, Joomla is great. Of course, you would expect me to say something like that on this channel, being a Joomla person. But we got so much stuff. So yesterday, was with a client that I had gained from a company that I bought, and they needed some changes done for their site, and some names. The board of directors need to be updated, and so we're looking at in sharing screens during a Zoom call. And they said, "Oh yeah, for instance, that person there, they're not on the board anymore." So I said, "Okay." So I went into the back end of the site and took their name out, saved it. And I said, "I'll just show you this area." And they said, "What is this area?" They had no idea that there's a back end to their website. Now, listen, and that's fine. The person that I bought the site off of been managing it for them. I had been managing their site for them and content, and they would send me content changes. I would do the same thing, but I explained to them, "Yeah, this is your website. You should be able to do whatever you want to do, and what you don't want to do, you just pay me to do the rest. And we can set things up so that you can do this in house." And so there's a lot of mystery to how to do things, and so even today, like that save to menu. There's stuff that, for all that I do and making videos and stuff like that, there's always stuff that I'm discovering, learning how you can do, or even what's happening now with MCE being somewhat, so much better with the images. Not there yet for what I like, but yeah, it's a great tool, and it's brought us together in community, and it has given us something that we can be passionate about, productive about. Many of us are making money, some side money, some full-time money, and it really is good. And I think there's lots that we can be happy about Joomla. And of course, when we're looking at what we would like to have and what could be better, we don't, there's being destructive and there's being constructive. And I think it's really important for us to discipline ourselves to be constructive, because tearing stuff down just hurts people. But being constructive, we're working on things together. Yeah, Stefan says Joomla is fantastic in its flexibility, and Bjorn says yes, amen to that, and so, a bunch of dots. Maybe Bjorn even say preach it. So and of course Bjorn's got a site, Joomla Forever, so we're not surprised by that. So yeah, Joomla is really cool. It is really great. There's tons that we can do, and I think that if more, yeah, one of the things, if we can get more people new to it that are using it, just doing very basic things, and be kind to them, help them with things, that will be great. Okay, so what time have we got here? It is just before 1. I started a little bit late. Why don't we just pop over here, and Michael says Joomla is a great tool. Enjoy working with core. Let's not forget, a new user does not know how to get to the back end if never advised how to. That's true. Yep. Yeah. Let's go to install extensions, install from web. Default, let's go newest first. What's new? Imran, your listed demands are 1, OGS, 2, schema generator, 3, built-in page builder, 4, graphical menu generator, 5, category-based menu like tags-based menu, 6, content SEO checker like all-in-one SEO. There you go, Imran. Fill out that document and submit it. What's new here? All right, we've got JP. This is current Joomla version, newest first. JPU theme alert message allows you to display important alerts and messages prominently in the top of your pages, I would guess. Okay. PDF generator free. The first PDF generator with a page builder. Discover our flagship extension. Let's look at that. Com3Ls. Maker by Com3Ls. Is that not? Bjorn says 6 is like Route 66, the SEO checker. Okay. Discover flagship extension, the PDF generator. Designed to be compatible with Joomla and Flexi content, with even more compatibilities to come. This tool goes beyond mere page rendering. It offers a complete layout system, enabling creation of specific presentations for PDFs. Utilize their user-friendly page builder with drag and drop functionality to effortlessly craft personalized displays using Joomla custom fields and Flexi contents. Hey, let's see the demo here. Hey, Bjorn, check that out. Route 66. That's not Bjorn. Imran, check that out. It's an SEO checker. And I think it's free. Am I right that it's free? I think I did. So I think we looked at it on the stream a couple of years ago. Discover our flagship. Yeah. Main features. So this is for, you make a PDF template. And then you can output the content from your Joomla page. That might be worth trying, eh? Let's do this here. Let's bookmark. It's interesting. I do a bookmark. It does a screenshot. But this will be basic Joomla. Create a task here for me. Save that bookmark. That might be fun for us to look at in a live stream. Okay. Showcase your product plans with style and clarity. Full pricing. Faux pricing. Freaked out is the developer. They have 6 extensions. It's a pricing table. It's a module. Okay. Hey, what other extensions do they have? Content Uploader Pro. Oh my goodness. Let me check that in a second. J to top. A button at the top. Oh, I think we saw this. Wheel of Fortune is you spin that and you get a percentage off on a course here. Let's look at Content Loader Pro. Export Joomla 3 data, articles, categories, image users, optional import in Joomla 4.5 with ease. Cool. Unleash the synergy between Excel and Joomla. Batch import, full cut products, J2 store products, contacts. Following items can be imported and exported to and from Excel spreadsheets. Feature. Okay, so this is for exporting and importing content. All right, that's all right. That's cool. And that's that. And that, when was that released? Oh, that's a new one. That's been around for. Right. If we click on this, it has been around since 2014. Okay. User note display front end. Enables Joomla user notes displayed at the front end. This will only display per user account. Joomla backend notes. Compatible in all types of template. They don't have a demo, but it looks like user notes at front end subject. Notes from each. Okay. Backend user notes will display on front end. Interesting. I'm going to bookmark that too. Wish they had a demo. They have 9 extensions. Upload image background, product name, link value, Google reCAPTCHA manager, sticky bar horizontal. Imran forgot to mention image management 7, especially loading of an image from folder or URL. 8, PDF generators built in, also a very good idea. 9, export and import content in XML and CSV. Just add them to your list there, man. Add them to your list. And Alex says Joomla a day, Joomla every day. And we got some things in there. Okay, well, let's see. Let's just see. No, that's not what I wanted. I want to click here. We were just looking at the notes. Here, let's go here. Notes on front end. Open a new tab. Back end user notes will display on front end. I'm gonna bookmark that. That might be worth something. I have a trip coming up. I'm gonna be away for a week and a half, so I want to line up at least maintenance Mondays. And let's see here. I'm gonna go here. And sorry, I'm going to add a bookmark. Save it to the same place and assign it to me. I'm using ClickUp. ClickUp is great. It's interesting to see. I think Tassos is using ClickUp. Somebody posted that they were using ClickUp now and really liking it. Brent says some of the options for local uploading to site would be good to use the API system. Yes. And we mustn't forget that Joomla is killing it for the API, so that you could actually use the Joomla API to upload from locally or from tools. It's I've seen it done before and talked about it. I understand the basic premises of it, but yeah, you can certainly that opens up a whole bunch of tools for mass and bulk doing things too, that you can then put them into your Joomla site. And to understand the formatting that you're sending them through the API, you just have to download something and just match and mimic it. But yeah, that's in my mind, that's something that's advanced, but that's just because that's in my mind. But yeah, the API, yeah, there's so many possibilities. Cross-site API. Oh, yeah. So that by cross-site API, Brent, you mean that sites can share information. So what would that be? You would have related information that's stored on another website being shown as well? Because I don't think you would use it just for duplicating content, but it would refer into other locations. Am I right about that? Okay, backend user notes. So check that out. Convert images pointing to local SVGs into inline SVG tags. Is there an explanation? Imran says, definitely filled out the forms. You found these are some common things that are making Joomla less likable than that of WordPress. As I work with both of the CMS, I feel this we need. Stefan says it's also potential security risk. Brent says, like duplicate content from a main site or systems. So you would have it pulling it from a main site or other systems. Oh, duplicate. I was saying duplicate. Duplicate content. Okay. Well, and definitely whatever you want to do for pulling. Oh, and then like duplicate content from a main site or systems to other sites. Okay. Michael, thanks for being here today. Have a good week. Have a good night. Yeah, definitely the ability to link sites and to share information just cuts down on the redundancy of having to do work over and over again or put the same things in, and of course keeping it up to date, which is great. I love stuff that's automatic. Oh my goodness. So we tore out our front yard. We live on a busy street, and the front yard, we would come home, we wait, park at the side of the road to back in so that we could drive out, because it's so unsafe to back out from our driveway onto the street. And because of development in there, it's getting busier and busier. Took out our front lawn, put in a turnaround area, and we have some steps out front. So I had a lamp post put in so that when you're backing up, the lamp post is right by the steps, and you can not hit the steps and tear the sidewall of your tire. So in that lamp, I have a smart bulb, and I have the app set so that light comes on at sunset and it goes off, it turns off at sunrise. I love the automation. I have another lamp upstairs, comes on 20 minutes before it's sunset. I just like knowing what's happening. When the light comes on, I know, oh, the sun just dipped below the horizon, even on a cloudy day. And of course, we got hills far away, so we can't always see it. So the same thing with websites. Man, if you've got a website that is displaying information from 3 or 4 websites that other people are updating, and it's sort of a central thing, and it's just happening automatically because of the API, that is just dreamy. Imran says Joomla does not have canonical links for its contents. Yeah, that would be that could be something else too. Anyway, so love stuff that's automatic, and the API is such a great way to do that, especially if you're using information from other places. Now, like Steven said, it's also potential security risks. So yeah, anytime you're sharing, you got to watch for it. Imran says WordPress has it. Imran's falling in love with WordPress, everybody. Well, will we let him still hang out with us? Yeah, of course we're going to. Yeah, but I think it's good for us to be able to look at other things and use other things and say, oh, this would be nice. What was something I was in? Yeah, I don't know. There's not much that I like about WordPress, especially I've suffered a lot because of it for the last month. Anyways. All right. Convert images pointing to local SVG images into inline SVG tags. Rudiger says he's got to go. He's wasted today. Imran, in Canada, if you're wasted, it means that you are drunk or high on drugs. It's like, oh man, we got wasted on the weekend. So I'm going to just assume that you are tired and super tired. But hey man, if you're wasted, right? Yeah, thanks. Thanks everybody for your comments today. You'd love that. NT3 inline. This is be interesting to. I'm not sure. Convert images pointing to local SVG files into inline SVG tags. I don't even know what that would be. Hey, here's something I've been doing more. Hey, yesterday I did something at ChatGPT, saved me a ton of time. That same bio page, someone sent me saying, here's a new board of directors. No, a lawyer sent me a profile saying, on my bio, I no longer do these things. These are the things I'm doing now. Please move down the other things, the things I used to do. Anyways, I pasted the old bio, and then I pasted the instructions the client gave me in ChatGPT, and it rewrote everything perfectly for me. It was great. Imran, I was just teasing you. Imran says, not true. You don't like to work with WordPress, but there are some good things that WordPress has, but Joomla doesn't. These are things that really make a difference. Yeah, I was just teasing you, Imran. I was just having fun. Zalima says you prefer Joomla's unique core feature for multilingual sites. Yep. Yeah, Joomla kills the WordPress on the multilingual. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Oh, look, I'm just going to paste that in there. To convert images pointing to SVG, you'll need to extract the contents of the SVG file and place them directly in the HTML file inside SVG element. All right, so saying that ensure that SVG content is valid and does not contain any external reference or elements. By embedding SVG inline, you can manipulate the SVG with CSS or JavaScript more easily compared to using an image tag. Oh. Interesting. Ensure that SVG content is valid. By embedding SVG inline, you can manipulate the SVG with CSS or JavaScript more easily compared to using the image tag. Okay, cool. Brent has shared a link. Let's just check that out. Oh, there you go. And it just relates to what we're looking at right now. Okay, let's see. SVG. So this is an example of doing it inline, correct? You've got SVG width and circle. And I can try it myself. Whoops. Try some code here. Okay. So by running it inline, instead of just as image, you can run it inline. You can do some CSS things to it. And okay. And they've got an SVG tutorial. Oh, intro SVG and HTML, which is what we're just looking at here. SVG image. Okay. Ah. So this plugin then that we were looking at, SVG is basically HTML code. Bjorn says, so this plugin will convert an image that's pointing to local SVG file into inline SVG tags. With it inline, some thought is to reduce I/O, which I think is in and out hits on the server. Okay. Okay, and that's, okay, I can see that too. All right, well, I'm going to bookmark this just in case there's someday I feel like a brainiac and I'm actually going to figure that out. All right. Custom quick icon. This little icon creates a quick icon in the third-party section of the dashboard and allows the users to customize it with standard. Allows the user to customize it with standard font awesome icons and custom destination URL. It can create only one quick icon for now. Very handy if you create a website for clients who needs to use a specific page, for instance, in a component to edit their site. You can then create a very visible shortcut for them. I like that. All right, that would be very quick to show. And just show it, create one. So basically what that will do is in the home menu, it'll create a quick icon for one of your components, just for people to get to it quickly. So if you want HTML to articles, for instance, to be a quick icon, we could do that. I will try that. Plus save bookmark. TinyMCE save. Stefan says in WordPress you need at least 1 or 2 plugins to maintain multilingual content. And Zulima says it's WordPress is a nightmare for multilingual. They might improve it in the future. Well, if they improve it, good for their users. If not, good for us. All right, let's see. Preload eggs is a Joomla plugin, helps you create an animated spinner with a full loading mask to simulate the preloading. Let's see the demo. Install the plugin using Joomla extension manager. Okay. Now, when would you need a preloader? Well, it simulates the page preloading. It gives something for someone to look at. I had someone the other day that had a preloader set up on their page, and it was actually slowing down. I'm not saying this would slow it down, but the preloader was actually slowing down because there was an extra thing for it to do while the page loaded. So, but this is cool, and this looks like, oh, this person has 3 extensions. Dark mode toggle. A module enables to switch control between dark mode and light mode on your page. Okay, now that's built into the core, but that would put a button on there. And works in Joomla 5 with the backwards compatibility. Plugin WhatsApp is a Joomla plugin that adds a customizable WhatsApp message button to your web page. Click on the floating WhatsApp button will display a chat pop-up. For him. Thumbnail mini carousel. Joom help desk. Translate, registration, simplify, unilog, and we've caught up to where we've looked at before. Zulima says, for now you love Joomla just for that key feature. For a site with 3 languages, most of my clients, it is a blessing. Stefan says he's a specialist in multi-language, so I totally agree. Stefan's my language guy. He's my go-to on language stuff. Okay, well, let's just see what's happening here. I think, and we caught up on that. We're at the 2-hour mark. I started late, so let's go to, here we go. Back to the orange javelin. You're welcome, Bjorn. Thank you. Hey, everybody, this has been great. A lot of good discussion. I really enjoyed the number of chats. Some great ideas, things I hadn't even thought about. Do post it one more time here right at the end. Do fill that out and submit it to Phil for ideas for Joomla 4, and that would be cool. All right, everybody, thank you. We'll wrap it up there. Thank you for your support of the channel. Let me find the sad music button. There we go. Joomla 6. Yep. You're welcome, Stefan. Thanks, Brent. Helpful as always. Whenever I see your first comment, I think, oh, great. Brent's going to come up with some great stuff for me. And keep me honest too. No, I try not to be dishonest. Keep me informed. But and you all do that through the stream too. So everyone, as usual, I hope that wherever this finds you, be it morning, afternoon, evening, or tomorrow, that you are well. Until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.